15, 16, 17 degrees below normal. Indiana, you're 4 degrees below normal. With the wind chill now, here's where it gets crazy. Wind chills, look at this. 20 degrees below normal, 20 degrees below zero wind chill in Indianapolis area. 21 degrees below zero in the Indianapolis area on Sunday at 7 a.m. in the morning. Y'all, that's life-threatening stuff. You don't want to be out there on the roads, even traveling with that kind of stuff. You just don't want to be out there doing that. That kind of weather. Not only that, we got snow involved in this. So how slippery is these roads going to be, for gosh sakes? Y'all, it's not worth traveling, for gosh sakes. It's just not worth it. And I know there was a cheerleading championship of some magnitude in the Indianapolis area. I would hope that they cancel that whatever cheerleading event that was going on there. It is not worth parents and kids to be traveling in this kind of weather right here. It's too life-threatening stuff. God forbid somebody runs off the road and gets stuck in the middle of the night and in these dark roads in Indiana and can't be found for a while, and they're trapped and no source of heat. What will happen? Y'all, it'd be brutal. It'd absolutely be brutal. So you just don't want to be caught. Here's North Dakota, South Dakota. Look at this. Look at these wind chills. 31 degrees below zero, y'all. Now, how long does this stick around? How long does it stick around? And does this penetrate down here south? Look at the temperature here. It's not crazy. 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. It's not that bad, is it? It's cold. A little bit below normal. But it's not crazy bad. But boy, look at Tennessee. 3 degrees. 3-degree wind chill factor there. 4 degrees in the Nashville area. Ouch. Ouch. It is really cold stuff, y'all. So it's just not up here in Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Iowa, and the North and South Dakota up here. Y'all, these are brutal wind chills in the South here. When I call South, I'm talking about Tennessee and Arkansas. 6 degrees, Kayla, where your family is. 6 degrees Sunday morning at 7 a.m., Kayla. So it's just really bad temperatures here coming into play. The deal is, though, it sticks around on Monday. Here's Monday. Let me go to Monday at 7 a.m. As you can see, that cold air is moving where? It's moving eastward, isn't it? It's moving eastward. Now, let's go to the east. Now that cold air is, look at where it's happening over here. Now, look at this down here in the south. A little cooler temperatures now on Monday morning down here in the south. 39 degrees. Just maybe in the Ocala area. Maybe even the 20s. Say in Tallahassee. 22 degrees in Tallahassee. Wind chill. Ouch. Ouch. Atlanta, Georgia. Around 20 degrees wind chill. Cold. Really cold for them. But the deal is, oh, y'all, this cold air does not go, it doesn't stick around. And it gets displaced here. Watch this. Now, here it goes the cold air. Gone away. Let's go back to the central region. I'm actually going to go back to continental U.S. here. United States. Here we go. Now, there's another batch of cold air coming. Again, though, it doesn't stick around too long. Here it comes right there. See it diving back here into Wisconsin, Minnesota. It gets there in Indiana. It doesn't stick around here long. Now, this here time frame is next Thursday is when this all comes into play. Next Thursday. It gets cold, but look what happens is it gets displaced with warmer air, doesn't it? Look at that warm batch of air coming into place. This is Monday the 22nd. Outside of up here in North Dakota and maybe in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area up here, it's not really that bad down here in the south, is it? It's not all that bad at all. There's the 23rd. Here's the 24th, Christmas Eve. They go to 1. There's 1 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Look how hot the south is here, y'all. These are the anomaly temperatures. Look at the south. Very, very warm on Christmas Eve down here. Very warm. North up here, slightly below normal. In some cases, like in up there in Wisconsin, Minnesota area, it's slightly below normal. Matter of fact, a great deal below normal. If you're looking at the green, you're 10 degrees below normal. Here's the actual wind chill temperatures. Again, let me go to the central region here again. You see up here, 23 degrees below zero. At 1 p.m. Now listen to this. That's at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. On Christmas Eve, 23 degrees below zero at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Cold, cold, and I do mean cold. Ouch, cold. Wicked cold. So that is that's going to be a mighty cold Christmas Eve up here in the northern plains up here in the Great Lakes region. But look down here in the south. Y'all, we're in the 70s and 80s. You go over in the southeast for Christmas Eve. Look at us. This is 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I mean, beautiful temperatures here. Just really nice temperatures here for Christmas Eve. If you like the warmth. If you don't like the warmth, you may not like it too much. Up here in Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, you're in the 20s up here. Pretty cool. Is it below normal? Yeah, it's slightly below normal up here. Slightly. Not a great deal, just slightly. Southern parts of Indiana and northern Kentucky, look at that. We all go, that's all above normal here. Just slightly below normal there in the northern parts of Ohio and Indiana. Just slightly below normal. Not much. But look how much above normal we are here. Guys, we're steaming hot on Christmas Eve. Now again, does it stick around? Does this warmth stick around forever? No, it's getting, look at it. It's moving a little bit further south, but it doesn't. Look at Christmas Day, y'all. That's 1 p.m. on Christmas Day. Let's go to 7 a.m. in the morning, on Christmas morning. Where's all the warmth at? Look out west. Man, if you want to go snow skiing, you may have problems. May have problems. I mean, apparent temperature there, it's not too bad, 31 degrees. But if you're wanting a little bit of snow, probably you're not going to get a lot there. Probably not a lot. But really cold air up here. Really cold air at 7 a.m. on Christmas morning. That's when the kids all get up. We know that, right? Well, we're in the east. Ouch. Look up here in the northeast. Man, below normal up here. Minus 20 degrees below normal up in the northeast. New York. Anybody wants to go to New York at 7 o'clock in the morning? Try about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 degrees at 7 a.m. as a wind chill there in New York. Ouch. Ouch. And I do mean a double ouch. Just wickedly cold. Down here in Tampa Bay, 58 degrees on Christmas morning at 7 a.m. And again, does that all stay, does all that cold air, does it stay bottlenecked up there, or what happens to it? Right now, look at the warmth that goes all the way out to the end of the model run there. Doesn't show a major cold front coming. Does not show another major cold front. So really, we got one big cold front coming in, and for the most part, y'all, it stays up here in the northern parts of, say, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Great Lakes, and especially up here in the Northeast. The rest of the country, it is not all that bad. It really is not that bad. And we got one more little dip in a jet stream here that's going to come into play here next week. And outside of that next dip of the jet stream here, the rest of the country stays warm down here in the south, y'all. We are basting in the sun down here. Is what it comes down to. Now, here's the forecast for precipitation, meaning snow. Here's the wintry side of it. One little streak through Indiana, and that comes into play, say, Monday. That comes into play, I think it's Monday. Let me back that up and make sure that's right. Pretty sure it is. In Indiana, it arrives actually Saturday night. Saturday, sorry. It arrives Saturday. So, not Sunday, it arrives Saturday. Is there another one on Monday? For some reason, I thought there was another one. That stayed up here, though. That just stayed up there. So, we got another little clipper coming in. They say Illinois, Indiana on tomorrow night. So when it all takes place, going right through the Indianapolis area, right where all that really cold air is, Guys, it's not a freaky by accident thing that you see where the cold air is where the snow is on the ground as well. That's a combination of what we always see, and that snow comes into play there. Starts up, say, Indiana, about 12 p.m. on Saturday. So what time it starts up, and they're getting 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. They're through Indiana, through Ohio, and getting there into Pennsylvania, maybe the Pittsburgh, PA area. Could be some snow. And y'all, that's not, look at that. I go all the way out. There's not a lot of snow. All the way out to December 27th. There's no wintry precip in the south to worry about. None. Zero. It's going to be way too warm. A little bit back here in the Rockies. Yeah, some major snow. But there in the Colorado area, man, not a lot. Not a lot there in the Denver area, as an example. So over here in the California regions of the mountains back there in the Sierras, a lot of snow there. As much as 143 inches over this 360-hour period here. So again, travel-wise, outside of the up here in the Northeast, where we're seeing a lot of snow up here, there's not a lot of travel problems down here anywhere in the South. Now, up here in the Northeast, guys, there's going to be problems up there. If you're trying to fly out of, say, Connecticut area, Maine, you may have a problem. You may have a problem. When does all that snow come into play? That biggest chunk of that snow comes into play there. Look at that. Here's December 22nd. There's 23rd right there. When a lot of people are flying right there on the 23rd and 24th. Look up in the Northeast. There's a big chunk of that. Boy, gets big time snow coming into play there on Christmas Day up in the Northeast. Could be New York. Get heavy snow on about the 26th timeline up here in the Northeast. So, yeah, Maryland, 3 to 4 inches into Sunday. That sounds about right. You look at the blue there. You're looking over this chart over. There's your blue, 3 to 4 inches. That looks about right. 3 to 4 inches. I'd say they're right on key with that snowfall there, Taffy. That's about right. 3 to 4 inches. So y'all, between now and Christmas, it doesn't look all that bad, does it? It doesn't. Yes, we got a couple cold clippers coming in here. Very cold air. Dangerously cold air. But outside of those, it's not that bad, guys. It really isn't. Now, let's cover real quickly here. Now, that's the GFS model, or European model. Here's the GFS. Is it showing anything different on the cold air? Let's watch it. So here comes that cold air coming into play here Saturday night and Sunday morning. Or Saturday morning and Sunday morning. Saturday morning and Sunday morning. I'll get it right. And Monday morning. So there it is right there in Indiana. Now, here comes that warmth. So there's Tuesday on the 16th. Next Tuesday. Doesn't look all that bad, does it? And this is actual temperature. Here's the anomaly now. Cooler air here. Next week, beginning of next week, yes there is. Monday, look at that. We're below normal. We're below normal on Monday. But y'all, it doesn't stick around long. That's the thing. It just does not stick around long. So there's that cold air. Again, the southeast and the east coast, eastern half of the United States goes below normal. But it gets displaced real quickly with warm air. Here comes that warm air, y'all. There's the 18th. That cool air up there in the Great Lakes region sticks around up there, doesn't it? Look at that huge heat dome on the 20th. Look at this. Just a major heat dome. Cold air, where's it at? It's all bottlenecked up there in Canada. And does it start sliding south some? Doesn't appear to be yet, does it? There's a fairly decent cold front there coming into play there across the Great Lakes region. Right around, look at that, on Christmas Eve. So, really cold air coming Christmas Eve on the 24th. But y'all, look at, for the most part of the country, on Christmas Day. There's 7 a.m. Look how the south, above normal. Up here in the northeast, you're slightly below normal. Slightly. Not crazy, but just slightly. And all that cold air, where's it at? It's up in Canada. Stays up in Canada. So both models do not show any major problems say on Christmas. And then we get a little bit of a cool front there coming into play, say on the 27th there in the Great Lakes region and Northeast. And y'all, that's the end of the run right there. That's 384 hours. This takes us all the way up to December 28th. Do you see any really major problems, say in the South? Don't see one right there, do we? Now here is a possibility here for severe weather. Let's watch it. Let's watch for severe weather. I got lightning up here right now. When is the first strike of lightning of any major consequences occur in the United States here? There's a little bit of lightning right there in Louisiana. That's for tomorrow, right there. A little bit there. So maybe a small chance of severe weather there in Louisiana. And you look at South Florida, same thing. But the rest of the United States, clear. Nothing. Now, when does the next batch of lightning come into play? A little bit, maybe right there around the 17th to 18th timeline there in South Texas. Nothing really made any consequence to worry about. Now, there is a line from a cold front, you can see it right there, that does materialize right here across Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama region, right through there. That's on next Thursday, the 18th. That's next Thursday, the 18th. Now, remember what Storm Prediction Center talked about Thursday? It talked about that, didn't it? It did. It talked about the possible severe potential on Thursday. Well, there it is. Shows up right there on the European model right there. Now, it doesn't look that bad, though, y'all. I'll tell you right now, it does not. So when is the next really severe weather? Do we get any severe weather at all? There's the 25th right there, Christmas Day. Nothing, y'all. Now, a little bit right there in Kentucky and maybe Southern Indiana region on December 26th. The morning of December 26th. Maybe some thunderstorm activity right there. But again, doesn't look all that bad. And y'all, that's the end of the European model run right there. Really, there is no really severe potential out there that I really see. The cooler air that we're seeing, okay, stabilizes the air. Now, when you do get that warmth of air that's above normal that we're going to see, and it will be seen, y'all. It will. Both models, the European and the GFS, call for that warm, say, Christmas Day. Where that warmth and cool air meets at, there could be a little bit of instability there, but it doesn't show up on the European model with thunderstorm activity. And if it doesn't show up with thunderstorm activity and lightning, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to happen. So, y'all, I don't see anything of any major factor out there on the models right now. Now, here's the polar vortex I was going to show you before I get out of here. Then I'm seriously going to get out of here. I have to get some rest. Let me go to the polar vortex. Let's go to the northern hemisphere. And we're going to put up here stratosphere. And here we want right here. Now let's watch this. Okay? So here's what the polar vortex looks like right now. Now visually look there, all the characteristics here. You have an area low pressure setting right in that area right there. Y'all, that's pretty far south into Canada. Now the polar vortex should be up here. This right here, this big huge low pressure down here, y'all, it should be riding up in here somewhere. So the polar vortex has dipped southward into Canada. That's very visible because where was all that cold air bottlenecked at? Up in Canada, right? Now let's watch. Do we get any major dip in the jet stream here coming? Don't really see one, do we, so far? A little bit of one right there on the 18th. That's next Thursday. Now, where was that severe potential at, maybe? Just a little bit of potential there, severe weather, right? On Thursday, remember? Where's that happen at? Down here in Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana area. Right in that area right there. There's that little finger right there riding downward, as you can see. But do we see? Man, we got I'm telling you right now, y'all. We have a very, 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 very weak polar vortex here. I mean, this is an absolute rigid mess here. You can't even tell where a center of circulation really is at unless you really speed this up really quickly. You can't hardly find it. But notice everything is ridging to the north some. We don't really get a major finger now. There's a pretty good ride right there coming into play a little bit there on the 26th. So around Christmas, could get a little bit of cooler air coming into play here. And all that other cooler air probably stays bottlenecked up, say, up in Canada and maybe Minnesota, Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan area up there in the Great Lakes region, and maybe in the Northeast. Look at that cool air. But y'all, I don't see anything of a major consequence here right now. Now, one thing that still show up on a polar vortex. Here's the very end of it. Y'all, look, I mean, very, very weak polar vortex here. Now, I'm going to speed this up real fast. Look for the center when I speed this up real fast. Where's it at? It's right there. See where it's at? It's right here. It's right there. It's very easy to see where the center of circulation is when I speed this up. Now, keep in mind, that polar vortex should be up in here. That's where it should be at. It should be up in here. It should not be down here. It should be up here. And it's not. It's there in Canada. And that's why we're having and seeing all this really cold air. That's the reason why it's there. So, y'all, nothing of major consequences except for this really dangerously cold air that's coming into play here. And I mean, it is going to be a dangerous cold air mass that's going to be coming into the Great Lakes, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, and North and South Dakota. Y'all, that is going to be some dangerous air, and even including Kentucky and Tennessee. Y'all, that's really some really strong cold air that's coming to play. But it's not going to last 3 days. 3 or 4 days, it's going to be out of here, and it's all going to get warmer again. And that's what it looks like for the most part. We have one more little clipper between now and Christmas after we get through with this. That looks like it might take a little bit of cooler air and bring it a little bit into the United States. But outside that one little spot that we seen there, y'all, it doesn't look bad. Between now and Christmas, the South stays warm. And we're going to have a couple cool days coming up first of this week in the South. But after that's over, we all go into heat wave here. And I do mean a very substantial heat wave. And that's what the models show right now. That's what they show. All right, y'all. I am going to get out of here. So, everyone, Jenny Wells won the $50 American Express gift card. I'll be sending that to her. And don't be left out. Okay? You better pay attention. And so, which means if you don't watch each post, I may not put it on every post. So you got to watch every post. And you must watch the live broadcast to win as well. That's the deal. We will stay in shorts and t-shirts. Weather for Texas. Yes, you will, James. I believe so. Maybe a sweater and shorts, James. Maybe a sweater and shorts. You put your Mr. Rogers cardigan on with your shorts, and you put your some knee-high socks on with your sneakers, and you'll look like what we look like down here in South Florida, man. All right, y'all. Have a great evening. God bless you all. I will do a post tomorrow morning at some time. Probably no live. And I'll try to do another live tomorrow night. I can't make a promise, guys. Man, it's hard to tell what time I get home right now. It is really difficult right now. I was so freaking busy today. It was sick. And my poor little assistant, she just ran her living legs off today. I mean, it was just, it was nuts. I'll give you an example. We sold a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes that cost $1,500. We sold like 4 Canelli suits today that are over $2,500 a piece. That and numerous other pieces and stuff. Y'all, I was busy today. Ho, 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 man. Santa's coming, is all I can tell you. And I brought home a sleigh full to the house today myself. So I got home, my wife says, good God almighty, what have you done? Well, I went shopping before I came home, too. So y'all have a great evening. God bless y'all. And I will see you guys sometime over the weekend, more than likely. Have a good day and get your shopping done, y'all. Don't be late. You're going to run out of stuff you want. If you wait to the last minute, we will run out. We will run out. If anybody needs anything at Nordstrom, message me. I'll be happy to get it to you. All right, guys. Have a great evening, and may God bless you all.